Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn History Lesson 6 Towns, Traders, and Craftsmen. Under the Delhi Sultanate and later during the Mughal era, India was unified under a stable central leadership. This is turn encouraged trade and commerce and ushered in a period of economic prosperity. Here, ushered mean to introduce. After a long period of chaos and uncertainty, chaos means confusion, big confusion. Many of these cities and towns served multiple functions. An administrative center like Madurai would also be a religious center, and a port town like Surat would also be a major center of trade. Thus, the cities were served multiple functions. We come to know this lesson about these towns and cities from the official documents and the chronicles of the ruling dynasties and from the writings of foreign travelers such as Ibn Battuta and Domingo Bayas who visited during the medieval period. Next, we will discuss about court towns. The capital of empires, kingdoms and provinces served as center of administration. They were usually well connected and well fortified. Here, fortified means protection. Some capitals of medieval India that were important urban centers included Delhi, Kannauj, Golconda, Bidar, and Vijayanagara. Next, we will discuss about founder towns. The medieval period also saw the founding of many new towns and cities. Firozshah Tughlaq established Firozabad. It is one of the 7 cities of Delhi. And Akbar established Fatehpur Sikri. Shah Jahan built Shahjahanabad and Sikandar Lodi founded Agra. These cities had many magnificent mosques, forts, palaces, and tombs. Almost all of them were heavily fortified. Next, trading and commercial towns. As trade increased and local markets grew, some centers grew into trading and commercial towns. Many trading towns like Calicut and Surat were also ports. Some towns specialized in specific kinds of economic activities. For example, Sonargan in Bengal was known for the production of fine cotton cloth called muslin, now located in Bangladesh. Sonargan now located in Bangladesh. And Cambay in Gujarat was renowned for its textiles and for its works of gold and silver. Next, port towns. Here port mean harbour. Yes, ships and boats were landed here. A place along a coast in which ships may take refuge from storms. Port towns that dotted the coastline of India played an important role in the growth of India's maritime trade. The port towns prospered with the arrival of the European traders during the medieval era. Surat, Calicut, Tamaralipatti, and Masulipatnam were some of the important port towns of the medieval era. Next, pilgrimage centers. In the medieval period, several new towns came up around places of religious importance, and old centers continued to prosper. Many of the important temples in medieval India received large endowments of grants in the form of both money and land from the rulers and devotees. Thus, the temples gradually became the hub of commercial activity. Hub means center, and the centers of thriving towns and cities. Yes, trade and banking also developed. The establishment of Sri Harmandir Singh Sahib, the Golden Temple, the holiest Gurudwara for the Sikhs in Amritsar, helped the growth of that city. Next, Hampi. Hampi was situated at the center of the city of Vijayanagara, the capital of Vijayanagara Empire. The founder city on the banks of river Tungabhadra. It's had a long history of military conflicts with its neighbor, the Bahmani kingdom. The greatest ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire was Krishnadevaraya. As the empire prospered, European travelers flocked to its court. According to them, the city of Vijayanagara had 7 rings of fortification. Traders from around the world came here. Key items of export included spices, textiles, jewels, perfumes, areca net, ivory, horses, copper, silk, coral, and mercury. Next, we will see the city of Masulipatinam. Yes, it is one of the fourth city. One of the leading port city on the Coromandel coast, emerged as a prosperous trading center in the 14th century CE. The arrival of the European traders in the 17th century CE made the city even more prosperous and populous. The English were the first Europeans to set up base here in 1611 CE, followed by the Dutch and the French. Though primarily a fishing harbour, Masulipatinam was also known for its kalamkari cloth and paintings. In the 13th century, Marco Polo recorded that Indian textiles were exported to China and Southeast Asia. Next, Surat. Yes, the historians mentioned this city was the fastest growing city on earth. Surat, situated on the banks of river Tapti. It was emerged as an important trading center in the 13th century CE. Its importance as a center of trade soon earned Surat the title Gateway to the West. They traded with West Asian, African, and European countries. Key items of export included textiles, indigo, spices, and jewelry. Items imported included perfumes, dry fruits, and wines. The European came to Surat by the end of the 16th century. Next, traders in medieval India. Yes, the political stability, favorable economic policies, standardized secure trade routes over land, sea, and river allowed the economy to prosper in medieval India. The internal trade took place over land routes along waterways. The main items were textiles, hemp, indigo, oilseeds, pulses, spices, wheat, rice, and sugar. Foreign trade took place through 2 routes, one through Persian Gulf of Mediterranean and Red Sea to the Mediterranean. India's exports far exceeded its imports in both volume and value. Export items are textiles, sugar, and precious stones, while the import items are horses from Kabul and Central Asia and luxury items from Europe and West Asia. Guilds. The traders protect their collective interest by forming guilds. Manigraman and the Nandesi were the most famous. Traders who specialized in local trade were called Vioparis or Baniks. Inter-regional trade were known as Seths or Modis. There was yet another class of traders called Banjaras. Those were the nomadic communities. The trading community in India included the Gujarati merchant community, the Multanis and Punjabis, The Marwaris from Rajasthan and the Chettiars from the Coromandel coast.